So, who left hatred off our list of sins? That's been a question I've been asking churches and believers for many years now. And I have a passage here from the book of First John. I was reading through this book, came across this passage, talked about the new commandment, which is Jesus saying that we are to love each other as he has loved us. Whoever loves his brother abides in the light, as John says here. But verses 9 and 11 struck me. Whoever says he is in the light and hates his brother is still in darkness. Going on to verse 11, whoever hates his brother is in the darkness, walks in the darkness, does not know where he is going because the darkness has blinded his eyes. In view of what John says about hatred here, elsewhere in the same letter, what Jesus gives us with his new command, a new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples if you love one another. So, as believers in Christ, if we do have saving faith, if we have put our faith in him, we have no business hating on anyone. And unfortunately, sometimes people interpret hatred as malicious prejudice against a certain type or class of people. Well, that can often be part of it, but it may be people that we envy, maybe people that we see as our rivals, maybe people that they're just simply rub us the wrong way. So, salvation in Jesus, I think we need to see it, speak about it much more as freedom from hatred. If we know the love of God, if we know the power of Jesus, we're going to see freedom from hatred, the power to overcome, the power to love as Jesus has loved us. And I want to also highlight here, there's a strange source of being hated and hating. People who find themselves the object of hatred of others, and people who hate others. I've seen this a number of times over my lifetime. Hatred will be directed toward people who don't play along with the delusions of others. And the example I'm going to give, there are people who arrogate to themselves authority or expertise that they don't have, and they think that others should play along with that. I encountered that a great deal. I've seen that in churches, social relationships, and also on the job. I have worked as a software developer for almost 30 years, and there were people who come onto a project or think that they had positions of authority, try to arrogate to themselves authority and expertise which they really didn't have, and tried to browbeat others into playing along with their delusion. Power trip is what they have. I call it also the Zod delusion. Zod, from General Zod from the first Superman movie, who spoke to, it was Terrence Stamp, the actor, playing General Zod, speaking to Marlon Brando, who was playing Jor-El, the father of Superman, saying, "You will bow before me, you and your offspring." That's the subjugation delusion that a lot of people have. I once on one project encountered someone who was almost exactly my age, not in a position of authority, trying to say that I had to obey that person because I was younger, which, no, that was the delusion. Try to persuade others, and this person wasn't the project manager, who was an overall responsibility, overall authority, or one of the team leads, who was also had different parts of the project team assigned to follow them. And I just kept on saying, anytime this person tried to give me an assignment or direction, I'll check it out with the team lead and the project manager. And that's how I tried to sidestep that. The basic way to deal with this, I believe, as believers, is we don't play along with others' delusions, but we don't return hatred, because some of the deepest hatred that we'll receive will come from people who try to get us to play along with their delusions. And how do we deal with hatred? Well, I'm going to have a message on that eventually. Luke chapter 6, verses 27 through 36. I got a lot of content which getting it recorded and getting it up on the channel is going to take me a while, but it gives me something to do in the meantime. I'm retired, and this is one of the main things I do to speak to people nowadays. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I hope this helped.